Good morning, sleepyhe. I'm kidding. I'm not Ryan Trahan.
What? Am I going nuts? Am I making the same video every day?
Good morning, sleepyheads. Good morning, sleepyheads. Good morning, sleepyheads.
Haha. I'm not a floating head either. I just like to rest on my pillow like this. Currently, it is September 1st. Yes. It was August yesterday, but now it is 12:06. And I am currently just putting text to description. I took a nap. Then I woke up because I set an alarm for this because I wanted to post a Instagram story of a recap that I'm doing. And notably, after I do these two video description things, I'm gonna go to sleep. Then I'm gonna do another good morning. I'm kidding. But I wanted to record this because since I have the brain capacity to still think about stuff, is that I'm gonna challenge myself to ultimately record my life for 30 days. In September, do you remember? I'm kidding. Why is that? Well, I'll probably explain it a little worse later on, but with the mindset I have now and the Google Doc that I've written is pretty much yes. The inspiration overall for this concept of just doing, like, I spent 30 days in September 2025, and how that's like, is that one of the things is that I'm starting school again. Currently, it's Labor Day, and also notably, I don't have classes based off my schedule. So this is actually a good start to do things. Also, I'm treating this almost as like a New Year's thing where, even though it's not New Year's, it is a start of something that I want to break a lot of, not practices. I want to break a lot of, you see, it's already 12 and I'm like, I don't know, of habits that are bad habits. I want to break bad habits, like just laying around, being sluggish, because I did work during the summer, but I think after that I was just slowly being lazy, also posting videos, and also notably this will be the 400th video. That's awesome, to me at least. I've been doing this YouTube thing for, I'll explain more. I'll also probably cut this into little bits, so if you see me cutting things here and there, I'm just doing it because I also want to.
Oh, brother.
Oh brother. I've had this account since 2017, June 15th 2017. I'll put it up here. And what I want to ultimately do is just give myself the opportunity to not redefine the platform. I'm not redefining the platform. I think I just want to normalize the idea of maybe just how like a YouTube video is made, and to not put pressure into the idea that it has to be clickbait. I'm just gonna do, obviously, in a sense, with what Ryan Trahan has done. I only got the inspiration from the title. I didn't get really much the inspiration of like doing it for like 50 states, because he's currently doing his 50 state thing. I have not watched his 50 states, spend 50 days in 50 states, something. I could look it up right now, but I'm not. But I think I just want to learn to discipline myself again into doing things, show you a real like workflow, and like, okay, this is how I should go day to day. Probably do things that make me become more accountable to myself, but I don't think I will be so much showing you everything that I do, or like expressing every honesty about everything I do. Like, I'm not gonna tell you like a blood type or something like that type of deep combos. I think it's just gonna be like how I think, how I go about my day, and try again to proactively do it. Because if anything, it's been very mind-numbing to me, at least over the summer, because one, I've had a little sickness, and I get that because of seasonal allergies over the summer, just like the heat and just pollen, and just like that sucked. So I had that. And also, I think, really enough, I just want to actually start presenting what my experience is like on YouTube, because I've done it, if not as a practice, on Instagram with a lot of just like recap stuff. And I think it's very valuable to document, but I think it comes down to, for me at least, I'm not really thinking of it as like the end all be all. I think I just want to show to someone who is watching YouTube to be like, if you're interested in making a YouTube video, you can. And it's up to you whether or not you have, or decide whether or not it's your boundary to do so, to make the type of content that you want to make. And I don't think I can really judge the type of content that you would make, because I've seen almost, I don't want to say seen almost every content, but I feel like I'm in brain rot content. That's why I'm like, I need to not have brain rot in my brain. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, it's like weirdly enough being recommended like guud craft, and I'm like, see, I'm gonna be that raw about it. Like my YouTube, like not subscriptions, but just like history, I used to do that, and or like drumsy VR videos, and I'm like, I'm not saying it's brain rot, it's entertainment, but I think after I just watch like a lot of YouTube, I don't do anything else, which sucks. So this will be a preemptive thing for me to be like, I need to do something, because then if YouTube's telling me or recommending me videos like, you gotta do something with your life, maybe I gotta do something with my life, but also not have it dictate for the idea that I'm forced to do this because YouTube told me. I think it's in essence that this has been going on for a while now, just like for any summer break, and I've noticed. And I think for me as an individual, I just like to document a process and see how far I've changed and grown, and to show my experiences overall. That being said, I hope you enjoy the content that I make over the next 30 days and consistently. I've been really big fans, if not inspirations, of Oohness Honest. Oohness Honest. That's up there. It's also in the archive thing, so if you are interested in knowing who those people are, check them out. But also just a challenge of doing this daily. And I also want to share that experience. It's obviously going to be terrible. Don't get me wrong. But I think the one downside for this experiment and project is like, I don't get paid for it. It's just documentation. And I think that's what I wanted to ease the relief off my brain when it came to like the Instagram recap posts, because I do it just to show what it's been like in my life, or representationally feels like in my life, or the people who exist during that time in that month, or those events that have happened. And I think the big part about my expectations on making this challenge is that looking in the Google Doc is answer a lot of questions in general about like, why not be like a faceless YouTuber, which you just don't show your face or whatnot, or why are you doing this, which I sort of answered, but I'll explain more probably later on. Learning just to commit to things, that's real. What are my goals? Yeah, and then personal goals and segments and so on and so forth. But But I think I want to keep talking, but I also need to do this. So overall, I will say this series boils down to my personal goals, and I want to achieve them. And if it is stingy or naive or egotistical in that way, and however I go about it, I just want to note that I want to try to be authentic with the videos that I make, and whether or not the editing is the perfect thing, that's also why I want to be like, yeah, you can have the flashy and like super cut edit videos for a long time, but I think I want to develop that over time and feel that over time. I could also imagine, one of the things that I noted down is that I don't want to go into tangents, but I think it's very notable that I could picture myself doing this for a while and just to showcase who I've become. And I think in the aspect of myself as an individual, you don't know who I am. And I think overall, for videos that I've done, prototype series, That's Just Me, that series, the season 1 actually, was something that I wanted to showcase that you can do something within the day. But from what I learned from that series is that that takes almost a whole day to do. So I want to learn how to balance doing this as just a personal goal and choice with school, with my own personal health, because I don't want to just sit around all day and be fed content or engross myself in just general dopamine content that leaves me with no energy left to make things for myself that I want to do. And I think that sucks. And that's how real I want to be. That's how real. Because I feel like a lot of people they want, I'm not sneezing, I'm like the nose rip. For me at least, I think just in my life, I think this is just me. That's just me. And to top it all off, to end this little segment of the video, why do I have little like titles on the bottom for That's Just Me? Well, I think the term That's Just Me is very casual, and I think it's very appealing to that of it's your opinion, it's your life, it's your existence that you are sharing through a conversation. And I hear that from a lot of people, and I feel like nowadays, when they say That's Just Me, I'm just like, ha ha ha, you said the thing. Because it's very much, you only say That's Just Me because of the experiences that you go through. And then maybe the person that you're talking to feels a different way about it. And with that in mind, you're just like, well, that's just me. Don't worry about it. So, which also, I don't know. I don't know if I will break down or feel like I can't achieve, or maybe I fail to upload something. I think this is just for me then, which is real and what I want to start. And if I continue after September and end it off in December, even if it becomes like not as a big of a hit for views or likes or follows, because that's how the YouTube algorithm or people who go on YouTube want to be YouTubers for, because of the money. I was born in, what am I saying? YouTube was created in 2005, and I'm a 2003 baby. I was notably made during the time when Tesla was created. That's crazy. That was a crazy fact that I had to learn about during my job, just figuring out like people's birthdays and whatnot. But so I am almost the same age as YouTube, and I think that's why I feel almost not obligated, but I feel like a sense of like this is something that I've seen grow over the years, even if I'm just like a toddler or something. Like I came during the Smosh, the Reinhiga, if anything controversially now, but back then, Venturian Tale, Yogg's Cast. So I wish myself the best of luck. And I think also I remember now the other video that actually somewhat inspired me to actually want to do a 30-day thing is Ludwig's video that he streamed to 0 viewers. In summary, in that video, he streamed for roughly 5 hours, I think, or 7 hours. No, it's not 7 hours, 5 hours before he got his first viewer. And the aspect of that video is that he had to put giveaway in his Twitch thing and also use a existing IP like One Piece. But he already likes One Piece, so he's just sharing that passion and interest about it. But through that, they got one person, and then a second person, because the first person was a friend of the first person. And the first person, yeah, again, only did it because it's a giveaway. So that expectations of like some essential thing or whatnot. And also in my career, just go to sleep already, go to sleep. No, yeah, that's just me. I hope you enjoy. And to me, good luck waking up and seeing how this turns out. Come on, sleepyhe. First of all, I set a timer for 4 p.m. And it's no, I set a timer for 6 p.m. I set a timer for 6 a.m. I feel right now that I want to just go continue sleeping. Maybe I'll do that. I feel like I still feel a little bit dried up like a raisin as usual. And I feel this is too bright, and I need like a secondary lighting if I gotta do this again, because the flash is on, and I don't know if it's aimed directly at me or not, because I have a face forward light. See you if I do continue sleeping again or not.
It's gonna be good.
Between my eyes.
welcome to the segment that's going to be very brief, the second attempt of doing this segment, called Nathan Breaks Down What He's Gonna Do in His Editing Thing. Yay! Essentially, I'm going to give you the groundworks of how I'm going to edit this video, probably in 3 segments, probably in just this segment. Currently, I'm just doing this segment. I don't have no plans on doing the second one or third one, but we'll see. Anyhow, how am I going to record these videos? Well, I think essentially it has to start off, probably I cap myself around 6 or 7. So 6 or 7 is when I stop recording stuff, and I do any additional stuff between that time, because I need a good 3-hour block, I would say, to do a expert recording, no, editing in Premiere Pro. An alternative besides using Premiere Pro, because subscriptions suck, is DaVinci. I don't use DaVinci, I just use Adobe Premiere Pro because I was taught through community college when I was doing classes for it, and doing for DigiPen for Premiere Pro is like almost industry standard in using it. So my mentality is like I just use that because I was taught that. But anyhow, so I would be recording videos, whatever I deem that I should record or feel like it feels natural over the 30 days to show my progression over about it. And I would use my charger and I would connect it to my Raider GE76 computer. Yes. And essentially, even before that, what I did today is I just woke up and I'm like, I want to make a beat. Insert the clip. I'm thinking I want like an office intro, maybe. I will find a free minute office intro. That's only $1. I just have that right now. Have you seen the paper with Oscar in it? The trailer? It hasn't come out yet. But come back to me. Okay, and essentially from that is I want almost like an office or Parks and Rec, just intro. And I was thinking of using Suno, but then I'm like, no, it's kind of weird because I've used Suno before because I was in my era for 3 months ago, just experimenting like with what AI is like and what's the fuss about like AI. It's okay, but I'm just gonna use free audio clips. So I did Tyler the Creator type beat because I really like Tyler the Creator and I don't want to also be copyrighted on the video that I do. So I'm gonna like obviously link Stoic, who made this beat, free in charge. So what I would do, I would record a 1 to 30 snippet with Windows record, and then I would save that as a video thing. Then I would put all of my footage and connect it to my computer that I did for the morning because I'm just doing the intro right now. And I would then put it in Adobe Premiere Pro. Even before that, when I link in my thing and to put in my files, I need to make sure I have a file explorer folder dedicated just to the month. Because if I put it on desktop, if I'm trying to find it somewhere else, I'm going to be like, oh my gosh, it's not connected. Especially for Adobe Premiere Pro, where it gets sort of buggy when you don't connect things to certain things that are together. And when you accidentally delete like an image or something because you're trying to clear out your computer storage or whatnot, it's going to give you some errors on Premiere Pro side saying that, oh, this is invalid, this doesn't exist anymore, and it won't show your file. So I want to keep everything in one separate file, and it's not in a whole cloud file or desktop file where it's easily can be deleted and destroyed or corrupted in my profile. Speaking of which, I'm gonna have a Premiere profile, which is September 1st to September 30th. Which is gonna be cool, so I'm gonna develop that, and that's where the Premiere profile is. Then I'm gonna have any video content that is going to be in my Premiere profile in a separate folder. Then I'm going to have images or GIFs that I have for September 1st in that folder as well. I don't really think about the naming conventions as now. Like September 1st, this is all the footage I've uploaded that I'm going to have. I'm just gonna guess and riff it off because that's what I've done when doing editing. I'm just that type of person, you know. But if I was working with other people projects, I would try to name these. This is a personal thing. I don't really care. But yeah, that is how I'm going to do it. I'm gonna do it in segments. So I'm gonna do an intro, then I'm gonna do midway through, and then probably at the end of the day. It also helps because I'm like, when I think about this is just a little aside segment with like Ryan Trahan's videos or the Unis Honest videos. I don't know if the Unis Honest videos were like batched in like intro, like in the morning, in the afternoon, at night. And that way, when I put these video footage on my computer, I can delete it off my phone because I need more storage for my phone when I do things. And I learned that when it came to doing things for a month, that for my Instagram recaps, that it easily fills up in memory and storage as well. I think my only uh, uh, hindrance, yeah, is storage capacity of anything, and Streamlabs if this fails. But otherwise, yeah, I will just then take these video footages or images and drag them into my library, and then just fiddle around with the editing on that, like how I would normally do. Cool. That's about it. It's just me.
Wow. He did the thing. Speaking of that, that took overall that segment bit and also the pre-introduction bit 2 to 3 hours to edit. So that block is great. Because imagine if I had to edit that later on in the day. I don't want to do that. And also, just to note, I won't really have it that long at the beginning. I just want to state the fact to myself and just other people, even if it's not going to be any views or whatnot, is that this is where I started. Here's my mindset right now. It's gonna be more so me waking up, which is funny. Just saying that is kind of cringe, but it's funny because that's how authentically I just woke up. And then I would be doing a little intro, and then I think the segment of just like me talking about whatever I'm doing is just gonna be the game plan, which I'm gonna not do the game plan yet. I need to still post my August 2025 recap. So I'll be doing that. And when I do that, I'll just show you the post of it in a thingamabob right here. I will not make it footage because, if anything, probably a little bit of copyright music. I don't know how I decided to do it, but I want to make this a short video. My goal is to make it under an hour in this video because I can talk a lot, but boy oh boy, do people not have that attention span. And that's why I'm trying to learn about update. I'm gonna update you on that. Almost a chunk of just the uploading of my August 2025 Instagram recap is like took 4 to 5 hours, which is crazy. But knowing that, because it was supposed to be posted at 1 p.m., now it's like 5 p.m. ish. What is it? Like turned 6:20. And I haven't done much priority of other things. I think what today is going to be is just I'm going to eat Qdoba. I'll eat Qdoba. I will plan out what I'm going to do in the car, my to-go thing. Then after that, I'm just going to do the things showcase that I finished the things that I did, which is probably the biggest thing, is just like clean my apartment again, also clean my clothes again, and then after that, prioritize how my schedule is going to be like when the school year comes. I know that this is one of those days where it's going to be the chunk of my day is going to be posting my recaps of stuff. But luckily on YouTube, all my recaps are just gonna be on there. What do you mean by that? Well, when I do a recording now, I'm not gonna just like record like a minute thing. I'm just gonna take a snippet from the YouTube video of I spent 30 days on thing, and to do that. So you will see me in the car getting Qdoba, or have gotten Qdoba, or about to get, I don't know. I got a brownie and a grilled quesadilla that like I feel like what I lacked a lot for months, or what I do differently, is to definitely go out more. And when I mean by that is not just like with like people, but just like be outside. I'm cooped inside for a long time. Like you get dandruff more, or I get dandruff more. It's kind of weird. Or like, I feel like I need to be more on my phone or devices. Oh yeah, I am. When I'm outside. But I just tend to look more. Notably, I'm so hungry. I was standing. There was no one in line for the Qdoba thing, but they were making my quesadilla and they had to make it, like, wait for it when I was pressed. But I felt like so, not like fatigue, but just like drained, because I've been trying like for 4 or 5 hours, which is sort of unhealthy for posting just on Instagram, but just to figure out how to reset connecting to the cloud again. I don't know. I think honestly at the end of the day those things don't really matter. What matters as a human is you are eating, sleeping, and being progressive in the way that you are moving forward in life. Whether if it is being able to adapt, being able to appreciate, and being able to communicate your issues to people or to yourself. It is so good. It feels like I've not eaten those eggs and bacon for a while. I'm also thinking about like segments of like things to do. Like I also want a segment where, at the end of this video, I sort of just, rank how the day is as like an S tier, or a B tier, or an A tier. I'm gonna say for this video now, today be feeling like a C tier. And then you ask yourself why. Why is it that? I think because of my Instagram crashing and then not doing my schedule thing properly. Oh my gosh. I sort of want out of this challenge to have these moments while I can eat. In high school, I was pretty much like almost a kid that everyone knew, but in a good way, or in a neutral way. Like, oh, that's Nathaniel. That's what's up. And it's like, who's that? And it's like, yeah, I just know it. It's a weird thing where it's like, I didn't want to be popular, but at the same time, I was so easygoing and quiet enough and a little bit loud enough to be like, hey, you're cool. I'm like, yeah, but I don't go out. Well, the thing is though, during middle school, I think the one thing I would regret is, what my younger self would have said they would regret it, is not going out more and doing things. And I think for me personally, when it comes to like my friends in general, even like last month, like getting to just like be there in person was cool, and even more so just like playing games with them, like video game, like Peak for example, or Infinity Nikki. Like, it doesn't matter what the type of media is when it comes to just like hanging out with people. And I think more or less, or any case, when you want to hang out with someone, it's because you genuinely want to get to know them more. And whether or not you find yourself seeing their flaws and however they are, I think you just gotta understand in yourself, like, do you want to hang out with that type of person? Because there's obviously like people who can give icks to people, and I've seen that for many people. I think one story I could say is that during my open world job, there was this one guy, and this one guy was just a random guy. He sounded like he was a part of like some like like head of state, like security intelligence firm somewhere in Bothell. But he didn't introduce himself initially like that. Like, I was on my lunch break with my morning shift, and he waved to us like, hey, how's your summer going? And then I'm just casually like, yeah, that's fine, that's great. And I remember he also had a tombera, like the chocolate. I forgot what the term is specifically for the chocolate. And with that, he sat there, he ate. I think he finished eating, and then he got up, and it's like, man, it's tough being like the IT of a security and intelligence thing, like, just, whoa. But then the look of Cambria, who is someone who also worked in production or as a rover, which
worked both as a production person and a teacher, saw them, and the shock on their face when they recognized who that was like petrifying. It's like all the blood cells in her face just like went to white. And when he did leave, he also left his like Timbera box, but I think it was empty. But when he left, she said like, "Oh my gosh, that's the guy I worked with at Burger King. I hated him. He lies about everything." And everyone around her was like, "Whoa, really? What?" It's like, "Yeah, how did he even get here?" It's like, and then I think like Bryce, who was also part of my open morning shift, he said that's like it's probably just a free campus, open campus. So, you know, people can get lunch here. And I think what that is like for that, it's one of those just weird occurrences where, sure, for Cambria, she had a bad experience with this one individual that we all didn't know what this individual was like. And he seemed, I don't even say like nice, he was just like very like, almost like grumpy, but like, hello, fellow workers, like sort of like that feel. It's like, and he did sigh. So I don't know. And that has also been enough to say that I don't know how I'm representing people, but I think people like me because of how I do things or how they interpret how I am like. Which is very analytical, observant, task-oriented. It's not a hard worker or overly hard worker. And being able to balance things. But honestly, there's also a part of me where I'm like, I need to have someone as well to take accountability for me to say the things. That's why I think that's why also for the YouTube video I'm doing this. Just to be like, I want to see a full representation to some extent of who I can become and change in 30 days. And I don't want to just see it through a recap of like Instagram, because I can only do so much with 20 in total amount of stuff, because it only goes up to 20 on a post, and also the time it takes for it to load. I hate that. But also just the knowledge that I gain over the days, where I'm like, I'm more conscious in who I am as an individual, but also vulnerable enough to be relatable in a way. Not to be forcefully relatable. I think that's kind of cringe, but I think being and existing is great. And that's why I'm a face forward by. A little bit about it no is I like to do procedural stuff. I'm gonna be a tech artist, VFX artist, lighting artist, everything artist. I just like to touch everything, know everything. But at the same time, I learned not just patience, but accountability with people that I can trust, that they can do the thing. I think the one worst thing an individual that I've learned when working on a team is either they are showing up or they're not showing up. And whether that communication of them showing up and not showing up has been explained to at least one person, and that one person is able to talk about to the other people, or if not, 2 to 3 people. 2 to 3 is a lot. That's too much to ask. I'm sure 1 is enough, but communicating. And I think there's an anxiety about that communication. But that is for another day, because I don't want this video to go as longer than it need to. I was expecting to just put in like Minecraft munching noises. Maybe I have, and that's cool. And also I'm going to edit this, just a disclaimer, around some things, just so that I can realize when I'm editing, damn, that was too much. So this is present Nathan telling future Nathan that if you cut out anything, that's fair. And that's when you know that I probably ran off too much or I said some terrible things that I will say, if they were terrible, I'm with, there are people around me walking around their cars, sitting in their cars actually as well, just like enjoying the view. And I have that anxiety. Time to get my stuff. See you when I see you. I'm back. I also want to share one thing as well. For my time at DigiPen, I would send postcards to myself. And it would be during training for open world, just cause. That's how it was. Just like after the fact of doing summer camps, like, oh my gosh, how is it? Like, and I got my mail. And I got this. I got my third card. And I forgot what I said. And it fell on the floor so dramatically. And I look at it and I'm like, wow, that's what I said to myself? I feel the pressure. So, what it has said is this. And I will say it aloud. Currently, it's June 12th, 2025, age 21. The big things to have as predictions after the summer program open world are these. Don't lose a kid. Mirroring and liminality, that I learned from the last two. How's being 22? Well, you've heard it from me from my lunch thing. Hope nothing life-threatening happens. Yeah, nothing has happened life-threatening wise. Accomplish your personal goals outside of the program, which ultimately this is an example of that. And follow through in your senior year champ. It's all you, and go to the interviews and job fairs. I'm not going to say anything else. And I think this says enough for me to be like, the past me believes in me. And it's like feeling like, oh my gosh, now it's the future starting to do things. So I'm like, that's what it feels like. And I did sigh. A deep sigh. But this will be part of my trifecta. And yes, we will be doing a segment after the fact that I clean up everything. You will see B-roll of music of the free video that I did, condensed, and then on the board over here, I will do a little screen thing, and then we will do a live tier list. See where it lands. Maybe things change, and maybe it becomes a B tier. You'll find out. Fellow viewer. Also, I plan to make these shorter because I'm not going to do that. Ultimately, I know people's attention spans are not the best, and I think this is also just a pre-test. Not to say, like, if this fails, I'm going to stop doing it. I'm going to continue doing it. That's why it's a challenge. But I need to make shorter videos, but above 8 so they can get monetized. What? I don't know. That's just how it works. Okay, it's like, you know the rules, but then at the same time, like, make it your own. Okay, hopefully this will cut to B-roll. Welcome to rank the day of the month of the week thing. Currently, I didn't make it, and also currently I have not fully cleaned my apartment. sad enough to say it's not an S or A tier day for me. Well, currently you can't really see anything, so I gotta just focus. Yeah. 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 Maybe if I turn off the light. That's scary. Can you see me? No, you can't. We're gonna plug in. Plug. As you can tell, this is all authentic. Hello, this is Roldan, and I am going to. This is my crown, and today we're gonna rank today as either an S tier, A tier, B tier, C tier, or D tier. Well, I would say currently I have not cleaned my apartment fully, so that's already not an S tier. I also have not. I would say what ruined the day was Instagram, terrible. So, not an S tier. So, I would also remark though, I get to eat, which is a good thing. I love eating. So it's not a total D tier, maybe C tier, B tier, A tier. Also notably, this tier again has some random numbers. I just picked one with numbers on it. But I would say, like I said in the car, a C tier. Why is it a C tier? Well, I didn't do everything that I wanted to do in the day. And clearly, this is very long form, so it's not going to do as best in its ability in doing whatever it is it's supposed to do. And also, that's kind of mean. Anyhow, I'm being mean to myself, so I would better categorize these. This is just a riff off of just right now. And overall, I hope you like this video. This is the first attempt of day one. Day one. Over. Let me actually move. I'll make a new tier list tomorrow, and I will probably continue cleaning. I have to also edit this, and I set my edit deadline to like 9 p.m. and it's 8:45 p.m. So that's why it's also a C tier. It's not a complete D tier because I got up and did stuff in the morning. I think that's why I would say it certifies as a D tier. C tier is like day one. A B tier is doing your best and has been a baseline. A tier, this S tier exceeds. It's like you did everything you wanted to do. If not, you had some external factor helping you along the way. I would say with the card, it could have boosted to a B tier, but knowing I have not done a lot of my stuff that I wanted to do, that's why I would clarify it as a C tier. Don't worry about that. Yeah, that's there. Thank you so much for watching. If you like more content like this, please subscribe and click the bottom comment section below. What is your favorite parts? What parts should I add? What things should I exclude? Should I not even be in them? Faceless, even. I don't know. Right now, I'm gonna edit and possibly do the most I can with cleaning before I set my bedtime for not the next day, hopefully. And weirdly enough, I didn't watch a lot of YouTube. That's why I say it's very productive. I think because I was so fixated on Instagram and having that post and stuff, I have not felt the need to watch any YouTube or any sort of like content that would make me want to do something else other than something that I want to work on. Bye bye.